My name is Nilkant Desai and I'm here to present the survey paper, a game-based approach towards facilitating decision-making for perishable products using the example of blood supply chain. Purpose of the study: to improve understanding of the complex principles such as variance, supply and demand, distribution options, product and market characteristics. To evaluate how these principles impact the decision-making of a blood supply chain. To train participants how to make better decisions under pressure and how to get out of complex situations. Comparisons between the different supply chain games. Blood supply chain mainly focuses on making money. Making money at a limited supply, fixed schedule. The power is given to the supplier and not to the buyer. Inventory has to be maintained with no backlogs, and a single player plays this whole game. Overview of the blood supply chain or the key members: the donor, process and servicing centers, blood banks, and the patient, and mainly the doctor who orders the blood. Processing and testing of blood units. First, the testing of blood takes place for diseases or any issues associated with them, and secondly, the good blood samples are divided into three products: platelets, red blood cells, and frozen plasma. As you can see, that there's a shelf life associated with them. Flow diagram of a blood supply chain. As you can see, the collection takes place. The NBS, collected blood is then sent to the testing and processing centers. From the testing and processing centers to a blood bank. Hospital orders the blood according to the doctor's orders, and the blood bank sends it to the distribution center. The doctor uses as much blood he needs for the transfusion, and the extra blood is sent to hospital storage. And as you can see, the outdates, that is where that is the loss incurred in the supply chain. Assumptions for the game. To make the game simpler, we are avoiding the blood types, as well as a day-to-day. Instead of the day-to-day basis of outdation, we are using a bi-weekly time period to make the calculations easier. The paper version only runs for a 1-week trial run, so it's not considering the perishable goods at all. The probabilistic version of the game has to be played over and over again, but it still wouldn't give you the same results because it's based on stochastic calculations. The model of the game is based on, the game completely is based on these 10 factors, and the GUI or the graphic user interface is basically showing the standard play, the two different ways you can play, standard and advanced, and 3 different policies you can select from. The 3 different policies are then explained over here, wherein the first policy suggests that you have fixed number of collections throughout the week and fixed number of orders from the doctors. The second policy is basically different kind of collections but the same orders from the doctor. Third policy is basically the same as second, but while distribution, it sends a collective allocation rather than separate. So as you can see, the results of the 3 policy are going to be different as well. So policy 1, since due to the same demand and supply, it's going to give you a completely similar trend in the storage and outdation of the products throughout, but it still has a lot of unsatisfied orders. Over here, policy 2, you'll have a varying outdation period, as well as you'll have high unsatisfied orders. And policy 3 associates one more factor of the collective allocation, which is A, which is represented by A. But it has a similar trend and no unsatisfied orders, but unsatisfied patients in terms of blood units given. And as you can see, the policy 3 provides a profit of revenue. Policy 1 has no profit, since it's a baseline product, baseline model, and policy 2 has a high losses due to the random collections. So a paper version of this game is as shown. As you can see, only 1 week's demand and supply is considered. And references used for this presentation are as follows. Thank you.